The Kentucky Derby, dude. Okay, J-Vi, this is where you take over. You were boots on the ground. You had an absolute whale of a time. I have some slides to just flash through here while you're just giving the just tell. I mean, come on, dude. Give us the stories.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate enough to go to the Derby every year, and it's a great time. The past 2 years, I've been lucky enough to do the Masters, and then a month later, do the Derby, which is
That's
insane to
stupid,
think
dude.
about. Because, like you wrote up there, the Derby is the greatest of all time. It's like, would you rather be at the Masters on Sunday or at the Derby?
Mm.
Mm.
I guess it depends if you're working or not.
Well, that is the thing. I do work one. I go for fun for the other.
It has to be the. I don't know, dude. Derby or Masters? That is a great question.
See, like I'll give you props because if I went to Derby, I wouldn't even saw her horse. I would, like, it would have just been party on
Well,
the
that's the thing
Masters. The
too. Is
Masters,
that
I feel like if you go to Masters, you gotta like be into the Masters.
well, and it's funny because like if you start to compare the two, everybody talks about the Masters and the prices of the food and drinks and everything. With the Derby, everything's free. Like you go up to the concession stand, like it's included in the ticket. Like you
Wow.
go to the concession stand, beer's free. You can
Dude,
get
they.
food, but I mean,
Whoa.
you can only get 2 things of food per person at a time. But that doesn't mean you can't get 2 things of nuggets and a pretzel, and then go to the next window and get whatever else you want, a hot dog, a
And
glizzy.
beer's free.
Yeah, beer's free too.
Oh
Like
man,
that's the
yeah.
thing
What
is like
the hell?
only thing you're paying for is the bets you make.
Yeah, they probably want you good and drunk so you can just drop all your cash on betting.
That's what's so funny too, because so much goes into because like when you get there, they give you a program. Programs are free. The program has listing of every horse that's in every race. It has the race. Like for Derby Day, there's 15 races. So the Derby is the 12th race of the day. The races start at 11 a.m. So it's like race one, all the horses in that race, all the stats for that horse. The only thing that I wish it had was an injury report because you don't know if a horse is gimpy or got a horseshoe that needs to be fixed or
It's like a
I
hockey
don't know.
report. It's like
Like
NHL.
one of the horses for the Derby, I think it was Toby Keith's horse was rumor was that it might scratch because it had something wrong and
Oh my! That's who I
if
bet on.
if they were smart, then they would, not run it because of the health of the horse. But it ended up running. I'm like, this would be a perfect time for an injury report on these horses, so not to put money on it. Anyway, though, I say that though because Saturday it rained all day. It rained all night Friday. It rained all day Saturday.
Slop
So
fest.
going into it, looking at all those stats, it really evens the playing field for a beginner better on horses like myself. Because you just look at the stats, you're like, okay, has this horse ran this distance before? Has this horse ran on wet turf or wet dirt before? And it's like you just start putting pieces together. And I had myself a day. 13 of 15 races I cashed on.
Let's go.
That doesn't mean I didn't lose some, but because sometimes you bet on 3 or 4 horses and one of them hits and the other doesn't. So there were times that I lost, but 13 of the 15 races I had a horse that cashed. So that was big time.
That's legit.
Yeah, but the best part about that whole weekend was the other stats you kept, which was phenomenal. The video, the montage you sent to us was that was
Dude, I
incredible.
was crying laughing.
Yeah,
Literally.
we talked about that last year doing, because I think that fad was going where you like count the number of drinks you had or whatever. So me and one of the guys I work with, my wife's cousin's husband, we tried to do it. And what we found out is like you try to go back and watch the video to see what number you're on, but they start going so fast.
That was my favorite part. It's like you stuck on
I got
one
I got
number
to
for like
15, and I didn't think that I got past 15 when I had like 6 beers after 15. Apparently, what's
Who's the
funny
most
because like you start again, like the races start at 11, so you might have your first drink, cocktail, whatever it is, 10:45, 11, and you think you're going kind of slow, but then it's like we went to a gala. The gala started at
Met
7.
Gala?
Yeah, we went to Gala. It started at 7. I think at that point, I was still on at like 6 or 7. And I'm like, they're like, you need to slow down, blah, blah. I'm like, it's been like I've had less beers than number of hours that this thing started at. Like, we're okay. And then that's when, the game got upped a little bit because we sat there a little bit. Cocktails started flowing. And then, they Bon Jovi singer, he sang. The dude that is in Queen, that sings in Queen, he was
Adam
there.
Lambert.
He sang. No, not him. Oh, maybe it was him. I thought his
He's
name
the
was
lead
Mark.
singer for Queen now. Adam Lambert.
I thought his name was Mark. Mark something.
Mark Sanchez.
Anyway, he sang. Then they have karaoke. They have a silent disco. So yeah, we got crazy. I started to do that again at the Derby, but I was like, I'm not keeping count. And then I switched to the margaritas, and that was what really turned up the
Ship
betting,
sailed.
and the money was starting to be made. But what? So funny story about you. You mentioned Liquid IV before the show.
Yes.
My wife was battling a little sinus deal, so we heard that. Like I said, everything's free. So in the packet for our hotel, they said, they have IVs on the 17th floor. You come up and get an IV. And I'm like, she probably needs to get one because she's not feeling well, help him feel better. I told her I would go up there and sit with her because I'm not a big needle guy. I don't do needles.
Yeah.
I told her I'd go up there and sit with her. And we're sitting there and they're telling us like everything that's in it and, how it's going to make her feel and it's going to be a big boost. So I was like, this is 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15 in the morning. I'm like, I'm feeling kind of crummy. I'll do it.
Ooh.
I'll do it.
Hey.
So they start poking around on her. They can't get her vein. They tried her right arm. They tried her left arm. They tried her hand. They couldn't find a vein.
That's the worst.
They find my vein right away. Right away. They get me in. The drip starts going. Next thing I know, my wife's like, well, I'm not just going to sit up here. So I'm like, wait a second. I came up here to sit with you. She's like, well, I need to get ready because we got to leave by 8. So now I'm sitting up here getting the IV, and it ends. And they go, how would you like to pay for this? And I'm like, pay for what? They're like, well, you have to pay for this. This isn't free. They got me for $370.
Holy cow, dude.
Was that for hers too?
I thought. I'm like, if it was her, it probably would have been $600.
Dude, you should have cut yourself open and just started bleeding everywhere. And be like, here, give it back. I don't want this,
dude. Wow.
So at that point, I'm thinking I'm in the hole. So that's like when the restarts really got going, and we made some money back. We made our money back.
Did it work?
Oh my God, I felt great. Like,
really?
8 o'clock rolls around, I'm like ready to go. Like I mean,
even if you go to those IV therapy places, you're spending what, $100 max?
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, they
said they're gonna put 370. It was bad.
Wow.
Luckily, I made money on the oats, and then I really made money on Derby Day. So like, it doesn't hurt as bad, but it was still like.
You're lucky you didn't pass out, and they had to revive you again and tack on another like $200 just to bring you back to life. Give you the paddles.
I could have been $400 richer than I am now, even though I'm not that rich. But yeah.
Who's the most famous person you saw there?
In our little suite area, it was probably Warren Moon.
Oh,
yeah, he was there. He was at the thing. The person that we got the biggest kick out of, there's a meme where it's like a guy probably our age and an older guy, like a grandpa age fella, and he's like, they're trying to put the bed together, and he's like, I just need this one piece that's 6 inches long, and and the old guy's like, I got it, and he runs down and he has like that exact piece. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but those dudes were there. Apparently, there's a guy named Young Gravy. Do you know Young Gravy?
No.
Young Gravy was there. He looked like Machine Gun Kelly to me, but they're like, "Oh my God, that's Young Gravy." And
Young Gravy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we running out of Young and Littles to go?
Was Biscuits with him too?
Everybody was wanting to take a picture with Young Gravy. I have no idea who Young
Who
Gravy
the
is.
heck? Who's that?
No idea. No idea.
Well,
But
so,
no, it was sweet. We got yeah, I say a little insider tip, but it was just a guy that knows horses. But he
Horse
told
guy.
us to bet on the horse that ended up winning. So our table was heavy on that horse. And it worked out. It all panned out. It worked
Yeah.
out.
Well, you didn't say anything to anybody.
Well, I was nervous about it because last year that guy told us that, this one horse was an immortal lock on one of the early, like the prelim race. He goes, "This horse is an immortal lock." We all put a couple
That means
hundred
don't
bucks.
bet it.
We all put a couple $100 on it, and the horse finished like eighth. So I'm like, do I really want to trust this guy again? So I didn't go as heavy on it, but he was right this year, so he's back in good graces.
I just have a picture of the jockeys up here, and this is. I just always wonder where they come up with this and these hats and this. I don't know. I feel like who's the guy that won it? I can't remember. I feel like you could pick out the winner.
18 won.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see. I see
I don't
17.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. But anyway, so I feel like I need to see this picture next year before I pick my horse that I'm gonna.
It's just funny too because like I said, I was telling you, they have all those stats. You go through all the stats, and we all talked about like who we're gonna bet for each race of the day. And I go over to the other table one time, and I'm like, I'm really high on the 10 and the 7. You got to talk me out of the 10. And the guy goes, he's not expensive. I was like, what do you mean he's not expensive? He goes, they didn't pay a lot for him, so I wouldn't bet him. He's like, I only bet on expensive horses because they really want to show them off, and they're expensive for a reason. I was like, yeah, but the expensive horse hasn't raced on wet anything before or this distance. And he's like, yeah, but he's expensive. I was just like, all right, you do you. I'm going to do me. And my 10 horse won because he didn't talk me out of it.
Boom.
If he would talk me out of it, I probably wouldn't have done it, but I did it because he didn't talk me out of it. The expensive, you're not going to talk me out because the horse isn't expensive.
Hey, that happens all the time.
There's
hey,
a lot of poor people that are good football players.
Marcus Russell got paid a lot of money to suck.
Yeah.
So here was the results. Sovereignty won. Odds were 7-1. Journalism. Dude, there were so many good journalism jokes going around.
So I bet on Beza too because Beza was originally supposed to be in the Derby.
That's not Jeff Bezos' horse, is it?
But it had the second fastest speed out of all the horses that were trying to qualify for the Derby. And his jockey, the jockey that rode him, switched. And that jockey that rode him had won like 6 races earlier that day. So I'm like, this guy knows how to work a wet track. So I threw money on Bezos too. So I hit the winner and Bezos.
I bet on Toby Keith's horse, and that was a terrible.
Yeah.
He was like almost dead last.
But see, for me, that was good because since you bet on that horse, I didn't have to. I'm like, all right,
because I bet on that horse, it wasn't going to win.
I'm like, my need to bet on that horse for that same reason you bet on it was taken care of because you bet on it. Same with Tex. Tex bet on Cole Country or whatever the hell that horse's name was, Cole whatever. And I'm like, all our family that was there with us was from West Virginia, but I'm like, I should bet on this horse because it's Cole, but because Tex is doing it, I don't need to do it.
I love it too because the memes are great. They're like me looking at this horse that I have never seen race ever, ruining my day after 2 minutes of watching him race because I bet on him. So,
it's wild too. We also, for the first time this year, went down because a lot of people don't get there until 3-4 o'clock. The Derby's it's like right before 7.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't get there. So like for those early races, we went down to like front row level, and hearing those horses go by you as fast as they go is incredible.
Like NASCAR stuff?
Yeah, but better because it's not as loud. But it's like, I'll have to send y'all a video that we took.
That's crazy.
Sick.
How about this stat? Every horse in the 2025 Kentucky Derby is a descendant of Secretary.
Yeah.
It is so crazy, dude.
Nice.
All of them are like fifth, sixth, and seventh generation of secretary. I wonder how much that is. Good gosh, dude, that's crazy. All of them, every single
Well, it was
horse
like the
that's in it.
50-year anniversary too
That's crazy.
of him winning.
It's probably 20 million right there.
He also still to this day has the fastest Derby time.
That's crazy. Also, Junior, I saw this on his pants. The guy who was jockeying Sovereignty, Junior Alvarado, he was sponsored by Hildebrandt's ice cream. And it looks like they're going to sell a lot of mint chocolate chip because he's on the cover of Hildebrandt's ice cream mint chip, which you got to pick a better ice cream than that, dude. No offense. I don't who's is anybody on this show a mint chocolate chip person?
No, dude.
I'll eat it. I'm not picking it first. It's not going one overall in my draft, but I'll eat
I mean,
it.
what are we doing here? You get like cookie dough or brownie or like, peanut butter fudge or so like mint. Like, come on. We're not going to have this debate on the show, but
Well,
sweet
it's
Moses.
mint because of mint julep.
Oh,
It
dude, I
goes
saw
with
they had a gold cup that was $5,000 for a mint
goes with the
julep thing.
Kentucky Derby.
Gosh,
You want to talk about a drink that'll put you on your ass?
a mint julep,
Yeah, mint, buddy. Holy smokes!
really?
Yeah, I have to avoid them. I won't make it to the Derby if I have
Did you
them.
get at least one while you're there?
Yeah, you always gotta have one.
Huh. Well, I saw this hat, and this is incredible. Look at that thing, dude. Why don't you make a hat like that? I mean, he had his beard out there and like two ponytails coming down. It looks like Fitzpatrick. And he's got
He
the
does look like
Georgia hedges
Fitzpatrick.
on top of his head with a freaking secretariat thing on top of his.
I
What a get
can't
up.
do hats. The years I've worn a hat are the years that I haven't done well betting.
So you're
I
not a
can't
hat
wear
guy
hat.
for Derby.
I can't do no more new suits for me. I recycled suits this year. I brought out the championship rings.
Oh, yeah, you did.
All
I saw that.
success.
You
All
you took
success.
the MJ Coach Moore pick.
Yeah, I did. I had to after all the winnings I did.
That guy looks like Fitzpatrick, I swear. And this is like people. I was telling this. I was on a show on Saturday morning before this thing went on, and I was telling people, I'm like, you don't understand the Derby infield. Most people
No.
don't get to see it, but these people are running across porta potties.
It's like Talladega.
It's like a NASCAR meets a frat party meets a football tailgate. It's complete pandemonium. Because people are mud wrestling, there's pee everywhere, alcohol. I mean, it's crazy in there.
And it's always wet because it
Yes.
rained. I mean, I've been 8 years and it has rained at some point during the day every year.
Crazy. It's quite an event. It's just insane.
It
right.
is one of those things that if you ever have the chance,
Go.
you have to go.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
The people watching alone is worth it.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. Game 7's. The Dallas Stars, wild game 7. They were down 2-0, score 3 unanswered. The Dallas Stars are the first team in Stanley Cup playoff history to be trailing by multiple goals in the third period of game 7 and then win in regulation. They scored 3 goals in the third period. Mikko Rantanen, absolute revenge games. Please, somebody tell me they bet a hat trick for him as his revenge game. It was sick. He's the first NHL player in history to record a third period hat trick in a game 7. That had never happened before. He literally put the team on his back. Now, he had an empty netter at the end, but he scored one that was crazy to tie it where he loops around the back of the net. It bounces off a guy's skate in front and then caroms into the net. It was nuts, dude. He barred down the first goal. He was a man on a mission. The other guy, Wyatt Johnston, who scored the power play goal, I think that was the go-ahead goal. He was really good all night. Like the Avalanche had him dead to rights. They had him dead. Like it was 2-0 for pretty much the entire game. And then Peter DeBoer, Mikko Rantanen on his the Stars sent the Avalanche packing. He had 3 goals and 1 assist. Mikko Rantanen. He had 4 points, all in the third period. Peter DeBoer is 9-0. The coach for the Stars. I don't know why that graphic's not on there, but the coach for the Stars is 9-0 in Game 7s. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's clutch.
And then the Colorado Avalanche are the first team in MLB, NBA, NHL history to lose 7 consecutive Game 7s.
Jeez.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
Quack's
worse.
team?
Dude, that's worse than the Bills, right? Because the Super Bowl is Game 7.
Yeah, Bills only lost 4 in a row.
Niners have lost 3 in a row.
Hey.
Damn, we're dangerously close to taking the mantle. But that game was awesome, man. Just like this game. Like, I love watching playoff hockey, especially a Game 7. So, Avalanche were up 2-0. I'm addicted to this graphic.
You are.
This is like the 4th time I've done it. Duke, Houston. Then it was some basketball team. Now I've got the Avalanche and the Stars. I'm about to do the Blues. The Blues are about to get it too. So, anyways, anything to add on the? Did anybody watch that game?
No.
Edge, did you watch that Game 7 last night?
No.
Okay. Here's where we stand for hockey. So in the Eastern Conference, we get Toronto versus the Panthers, and then we get the Caps versus the Canes. On the other side, Vegas versus, in the West, we got Vegas versus Edmonton, and then Dallas, who won last night, versus whoever wins this game, Winnipeg or St. Louis. So I think these second round games for the NHL are just going to be incredible.
Who are you picking?
I think the Panthers and the Canes are going to win, and I
Oh,
think
you're going Canes over? Oh,
yeah, I don't believe in the Capitals, and I think Vegas versus Dallas, because if Dallas gets their top 2 players back,
I would agree with Vegas. Yeah. I believe maybe the Canners can pull that one out. Panthers, I got a feeling they're going to pull it out.
Toronto sucks.
And
They
if
don't
Dallas plays the Blues, it's probably going to be the Blues. But if they play the Jets, it's going to be Dallas.
What do you think, J-Bye?
I think the Sabres need to get their act together.
The Rangers did hire the Penguins' old coach, but I think it's because he wanted out of Pittsburgh and that Mickey Mouse organization.
Well, it just shows you that how equal the NHL is, at least the teams that make the playoffs. I mean, to have this many, games or series, this many series go to Game 7 games.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
mean, it's pretty incredible. Yeah. No, I mean, you look at NBA, MLB, there's a lot of sweeps in the first round.
Well, this is a 1 versus 8 right here. That's going to Game 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, most of these games were close. So, hockey playoffs are just phenomenal. So, and then third, the post NFL draft power rankings, boys. Here they are. Topping the list are the Eagles, followed by the Lions, followed by the Bills. The Ravens moved up 1. The Chiefs moved down 1 to 5. The Commanders, the Rams, the Chargers, the Bucks, the Packers, and then the 49ers at 11. And then the Bengals are your top 12. Cowboys are at 19th. Panthers are at 25th. Steelers are at 30th. Never had a losing season, though. So are we going to do this again for the 49ers?
Will Lamar Jackson sue the Chargers for trying to take number 8?
That was good.
That was so good. And every time you see, the St. Louis Blues are seated number 8. Lamar Jackson coming for that ass.
Lamar Jackson was there at the gala. I didn't see him, but apparently he was there.
Oh, I saw a picture.
Yeah.
Steelers never had a losing season, Patriot. You know that.
Not a lot of teams.
15th week.
Not a lot of teams jumped very high. I mean, 3's the highest people jumped. But
Yeah.
8. First of all, how was New Orleans 24th to begin with?
Dude, New Orleans are in a bad spot, man. They're in a bad spot.
Kellen Moore, dude.
Get
What a
this man.
save, dude.
Come
Vikings are
on,
going in the wrong direction.
Josh. Stop this nonsense, man.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and be a Dallas Stars fan because that's the only star in Dallas that actually wins anything in the playoffs. Come on. You know better than that. How do you feel about the Bills being number 3, dude?
I think it's right where we want to be. First in the AFC, Super Bowl bounce, our year. Last year of our old stadium, going to open up the new stadium, playing the first game because we won the Super Bowl. I setting up perfect.
It's okay. Niners at 11. And the Niners are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th highest Super Bowl odds. So we're going to do this again. But people got a lot of respect. This guy. You can't, Josh.
Those shots.
False.
He can't. He has to do that. That's what all Cowboys fans have to do. They have to go completely off the rails there.
It's always at the during the summer or right when the preseason starts. This is our year. This is our year. And then
they're all coming. They're like cicadas. They're all coming out. Here they come.
Yeah. Year
Here they
17.
come.
And then by week 5, they're ready to fire the coach, get a new quarterback, get rid of Jerry Moore, and get a new offensive line, new defensive line, new defensive backs.
The Cowboys hired a stepping stone coach, like a guy that they're gonna get rid of next year and step to someone.
Group of 5 program.
I was literally thinking about this earlier. If if you were progressing through the ranks of coaching and you finally make it to the NFL to go coach, and Dallas calls you or Cleveland calls you, would you take that job? Because you're going to get canned within the first year or two.
I'd take the Dallas job for sure. Cleveland, I don't know. They're plus 25,000 to win the Super Bowl. There's Patriot, another Cowboys fan. Y'all living on 30 some years ago is what you're living on. And don't give me this. All the Niners haven't won a Super Bowl since then either. We've been to like 3 of them. Okay, we've ended the Cowboys season like 5 times. Get out of here. So I'm looking at this list, and I'm sitting here. The Broncos.
The Cowboys Super Bowl odds are behind the Cardinals. Let that sink in.
And the Patriots, who won 3 games last year. Oh, yes. Not a lie being told here, but with all I said, we would mess around them. No, you wouldn't. Look, the Dolphins, the breakdancing, can't hit nobody, don't want to play in the cold Dolphins are right there behind you. Okay? I mean, the Patriots are ahead of you. The Patriots.
Tex, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you as well.
We're debating the Cowboys Super Bowl odds, and Josh is already he can't help himself.
Where are we at here? Plus 1,000?
Plus 7,000.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, for what, the preseason win? Like, what are you talking about? Plus 1,000.
I think it's a little low.
Of course you do. The Bears up there, get the Bears out of here. Get the Bears out of here.
Get Green Bay out of here.
Get Green Bay out of here.
With that too, yeah.
Broncos out of here.
Hold on. How are the Steelers ranked 30th in the power rankings and then like the 12th best odds?
Never had a losing season, dude. I don't know if you know that.
Just get them in the playoffs.
They've lost like six years in a row in the playoffs, first round.
That's so bad. That's the Wild, too. The Wild are the only team, the Minnesota Wild, to make the playoffs 8 out of 10 years and never make it past the first round. Steelers are about to pass them, though. Mike Tomlin going for another record?
Shot, dude.
This is just something fun. It was the hardest teams to be a fan of. Number 1 is the Jets. Number 2 is the Browns. Number 3 is the Bears. 4 Raiders. 5 Giants. 6 Titans. 7 Cowboys.
Thought they were America's team.
Tex, what do you have to say for yourself? Hardest team to be a fan of.
Who's number 2?
The Browns.
Browns. I thought they'd be the Jets. Yeah, that's a good 1 and 2. The Vikings should be number 3. Dolphins number 4. The Cowboys shouldn't be on that list.
Get out of here, dude.
The Cowboys are hardest teams to. The Cowboys are the hardest team to not be a fan of because we got to listen to you and Josh. We got solid pieces. New York makes it easy every year. Hey, Washington sophomore.
We haven't lost to Philadelphia with the healthy Dak Prescott since 2019. Okay,
It's the only stat he's got. 17 shows in a row.
It's true. Like that's the most true stat that you can have.
So, I mean, I love that you found that stat.
It's the only stat that he's found since episode 215.
That's all he's got. They haven't lost ever since Dak Prescott was sponsored by Pure Leaf Dip Spit.
Yeah,
they haven't lost to the.
Problem is Dak's only played in 2 games in that series since 2019.
No, dude, he's got like 7 wins in that time.
Oh my gosh, dude! The Panthers didn't make it.
Doesn't matter though.
Golly, wifey.
Wait, are the Panthers a hard team? No, they're not a hard team to be a fan of because once the Panthers suck, you just put on your other team's jersey.
They're not a hard team to be a fan of because they don't have any fans.
That's right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're like, oh, I got an AFC.
It's true. Whenever I went to the game, and I went to a couple games last year, and every
you're a
game,
Panthers fan?
I get free tickets sometimes. So I'll
go. Oh, humble brag, yeah.
One of those times. One of those times for the Cowboys. One of those times for the Saints, and I can tell you without a doubt that there were more Saints fans in that building in that game, even though it was a Panthers home come from behind win, which was pretty incredible to see because you don't see those very often. But there's more Saints fans there than there were Cowboys. Both the teams are terrible.
That's always the case, though. Any Panthers game you go to, it's more for the other team.
And I think I've been to 2 Cowboys fans, and both times it's been 3/4 Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
The easiest teams to be a fan of, number 1 are the Chiefs, number 2 are the Patriots, 3 the Eagles, 4 the Rams, 5 the Bengals, 6 the Niners, 7 the Seahawks, 8 the Bucks, 9 the Broncos, 10 the Packers. Of course, it's the Chiefs and the Patriots because they basically just swapped who they are. So
I feel like the Patriots are going to be having a hard time here in the next 2 years, though. To even
Bills have won 5 division championships in a row. How's it easy to be a Pats fan?
Because you had that run where you won like 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but then you immediately go to losing every game you play in, and only finish the season winning 3 games.
They had the number 3 pick 2 years in a row.
But you can always be like, yeah, we won 6 Super Bowls. That trumps everything, basically.
How did that work out for MJ, though? Like, there's still...
Who's the GOAT? Are you trying to who's the GOATest right now?
No, I'm just saying, you can only say that for so long.
How are the Bengals an easy team to cheer for? They have all those weapons.
They're not the Browns.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They're not the Browns, so go to the other team.
It's like they had to put one on the other Ohio list, or one on both teams from Ohio on there. One's easy, one's hard. Well, they have Joe Burrow,
who can't stay healthy.
We're going to double OT, by the way.
Yeah, these goalies are putting on.
I would never imagine. After growing up through all those years of so many Bengals botched playoff runs, that they would be on this list. Just because I just remember the Carson Palmers, the Andy Dalton years, then just bungling themselves out of the playoffs.
They got
that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying now. It's like they got Burrow, Chase, got to say Clemson guy, T. Higgins, and it's like they've had those guys for 5 years now. They made 1 Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
How many Super Bowls have the Bills made?
None. That's why the Bills aren't the easiest team to cheer for.
Where are the Bills? They're not even on here.
They're middle ground.
So they're not even. Wow, they're not hated or loved.
Yeah. Hey, they're Switzerland.
He said,
I'm with you, Josh. How's Tampa in there, man?
Because
Tampa's in there because they're in a division that is terrible, and they have a shot to win the division every year.
Tampa's in there because number 2, all their fans went to Tampa Bay when Tom Brady went there.
Yeah.
So they got brought up.
And I don't know how the Broncos are on there either because it's the quarterback list for the last 10 years.
Well,
yeah, but the Broncos have cool jerseys. Whenever they went to those,
And
You know,
everybody in Colorado is on
the
gummies
orange
something,
horse
so they're
beef.
just happy to be there.
Yeah. Hubs loves shout out Hubs, by the way. Philly has more bandwagon fans than Lay's potato chip. You're a Cowboys fan, Patriot. You can't. I can't believe you there. I know you. We got a lot of Cowboys on this show right now.
This is a safe space for Cowboys fans.
You know, they haven't beaten the Eagles haven't beaten a healthy Dak Prescott led Cowboys team since 2019. That's a
This
stat
is
I
true.
know.
That's true. You can say it with whatever voice you want to say it.
I don't even know who this
doesn't make it
person
any
is
less true.
making these lists, but I feel like we need to make one and be like easiest teams to hate, and then just put it out there and see what happens.